Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I'm using it's Jamie Sawyer's Path Tarot. It's this deck right here, available on Etsy if you want, if you like it. It's easy to shuffle. The cards are small enough, and they're not oversized at all, regular tarot size, and they're not too thick, they're easy to, yeah. And the artwork is just gorgeous. And it comes with a little digital book if you want it, if you want to download it. But anyway, this reading is for Wednesday, July 7th, 2021. But as always, I'm looking for a spiritual message to help us evolve. What is it that we need to heal within our souls at this time so that our spirits can shine through freely? And it's always any problem we have. Well, not always. I shouldn't say always. That's kind of dualistic to be in the always or never, but I can say that the love is always there. It's just, one of those things you have to choose to open up to all the time. But anyway, what I was going to say is that it's more often than not a false belief that has us either spinning in a vicious circle or it comes up over and over again until we work our way through it. But yeah, the vicious circles are always going to be based in a dualistic false belief where we're kind of torn in two and we don't get our real needs met for pleasure or basic real needs until we work through it. But that doesn't mean you still can't have lots of pleasure in your life and still have one little area that kind of nags at you. And so that's what I'm here for, is to help us gently explore all these areas and not to ever judge ourselves harshly for them, I should say. And most of all, just to become more self-aware, because awareness is the way we heal everything. Okay, a couple reversals there. One straight up. The Queen of Pentacles is straight up. Awesome. Okay, so with the Nine of Wands, let's look at it straight up just so you can see the gorgeous image. With the Nine of Wands as the theme, but it's reversed. Remember the meaning is going to be reversed. Actually, I'll put them all upright just so you can tap into the images because her artwork is really beautiful. So yeah, Nine of Wands reversed. And then this combo, it makes me feel like, well, let's look at the image upside down too, just in case we get something else that way. Because oftentimes there are images that come through. Like all the wands going down into the ground. And maybe we're kind of on our heads because we're just completely and utterly exhausted. But you know what? Here's what I'm hearing, just on a weird level. Not weird, a very human level. I'm the weirdo. This is a very human level here where even though this is for Wednesday, July 7th, I always release the videos the day before at midnight, and that's so that it can be available for, well, it's for two reasons. In case my internet goes out, you guys at least have one day ahead, and my internet's never been out for more than I don't think ever been more than 8 hours. So anyway, that way you guys have your readings, but also to say hey to all the people that live in the UK and Australia and anywhere that's, more than 12 hours ahead of me in, time zone. Even have viewers in the Netherlands, and I love the fact that we can all connect with each other from around the world. I just love that. But for those of us here in the USA, here's the message for us, I think, is that we are exhausted because of the fireworks that just have gone on all over. I mean, they're beautiful to look at, especially in a distance when you don't have to take in the smoke. But they're very, very, very disturbing for those of us who can't see it that way, and we just have to hear the noise all friggin' night long, right? Here was my experience of it. Fireworks, it didn't start until about 10 because, where I live here in Northern Oregon, it doesn't get dark until 10. And I'm usually, asleep before then. If I'm ever up past 10, it's, nowadays it's just one of those challenges because it's not dark until about 10. But I don't get as much sleep in the summertime anyway because of the light. It's light really early and it doesn't get dark until late. So my experience was fireworks from 10 to midnight, kept getting woken up. And then a helicopter that flew about 3 feet over my windows were rattling, and I have a new house with double pane glass. It's crazy. So at 3 a.m., that happened at 3 a.m. So I slept in later than I ever have before, which was 6:30. I've never slept this late. My one lovely reader or session that I was supposed to have for a reading today, she had to cancel because of probably the same thing too. I don't know why, but so we're rescheduling on that. And I had text from a few of my friends, about what it was like for them, and they're not even in Oregon. So, and then my one best friend in Oregon, it was awful for her. But we are all, those of us who are sensitive to this kind of noise and this BS every year, and especially in the Pacific Northwest, where fire hazard, I thought all fireworks were illegal, but apparently people don't care, because there were M80s and cherry bombs going off in my neighborhood. And there was a big fireworks display at the airport near me. So there's that, there's that. So anyway, those of us who care about dogs and pets and any other little creature outside is under the realm of the Queen of Pentacles. She's all about nature. She's all about the little things. One of my beautiful friends here in our community, Daniette, she says, the all is in the small. And she's absolutely right. And that's what the Queen of Pentacles is all about. On this level, what I'm speaking to with nature. It's all about that very practical nurturing. It's very motherly, and it cares for the all. So if that was your experience last night, because this star card reversed, straight up or reversed, it can be about nighttime because it's the stars, right? But reversed, it's like the emotions are up on top, where there can be some fear because when fireworks are going on in the Pacific Northwest after the this heat wave that we've had and still are having, and it's high fire danger warnings every single day. To have fireworks going on is very, very discomforting. Didn't keep me awake, thank goodness, but it's just. It's a defense that we don't need to be in. With the Nine of Wands reversed, this card is all about exhaustion. It is all about defensiveness, and often the defensiveness is there because we're afraid of something happening, something coming down on us, And so this is where I got the idea about fireworks. So now let me move on to another topic. If it's not, because, not everybody lives in the USA. And not everybody had to deal with fireworks last night. But it's one of my pet peeves. I don't see the need for it. Anyway, I would like to be independent from 4th of July fireworks. That's what I would like. I thought I had it when I lived up in the mountains, but no, I still had a neighbor, across the road that did the cherry bombs. It's like, oh, that's just great. Let it echo through the forest here. Just great. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to get off of my soapbox about fireworks here. And let's look at this. Let's explore this 9 of Wands defensiveness or exhaustion and not having any fight left. And sometimes that can happen when we're with the star reverse, star card reverse. Sometimes it's because we've lost hope. Sometimes it can be because there's been rejection, and it could be from a woman who is, actually has the funds and the means to support you and help you. And maybe you're just so tired. If this is a childhood situation that, something that you endured when you were growing up, this would be a mother who had everything and all the means to give you, anything that you could ever ask for. But she turned her back on you and left you feeling defended, like, why not? Why is she rejecting me? These two cards together here, stars reversed and Queen of Pentacles, definitely reminds me of that. So that would be very, very confusing, because a little one would grow up feeling like, she doesn't love me. What's wrong with me? Why doesn't she love me? There's something wrong with me. If she doesn't love me, there must be something wrong with me. And so that false belief gets buried. It gets buried in our soul substance, and because we have to survive, in order to make it and grow up, we have to merge with our mothers or some other caretaker. This could be another caretaker, if it's not a mother, whoever it was. And if it's a relationship, it could be a relationship of this nature would always repeat any childhood wounding, because that's the way it works. All relationships that we have problems with are mirroring our childhood wounding that's coming up to be healed. So as adults, we have to, be careful not to project things onto our partnerships, because we don't want to turn them into one of our parents, because they're not. But growing up, to be in that vicious circle of not being able to feel your caretaker's love, what it does is it kind of shuts down our energy system, and we push it down, and then we lose hope. Over time, we start losing hope. With the star card reversed, it can also cause us to be feeling like we're lost, like we don't know what direction, because straight up it's the stars, follow the stars, right? They used to guide. Before we had GPSs, they guide us, and this card still rules GPSs. So depression sometimes, when you're really exhausted because you're holding down your life force, still trying to please somebody that won't turn around and see you. That is definitely a vicious circle to break through. And what you have to do is you have to find the false belief. You have to turn around the false belief that you do deserve it. And so if these were straight up, then the message might be, and especially if she were over here, like this, looking in this direction, this might be a caretaker who taught you how to persevere and have endurance and to go after what you want. And then with a star card, that would doubly bring in the message of Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the world. Have faith in the universe, because your mother had faith in you and she taught you how to have faith in yourself. But that's not the way the cards came through today. So I have to stick with this. I really feel like on a spiritual level, this has to do with the wounding in the soul that came in. We bring in our false beliefs and we choose this perfect family to help rewound us just the way we need to just the way we need to be wounded so that we can meet the pain. But then going through the pain, turning around the false belief, there's no reason, whatever this type of mother did, it really was not justified at all. It was just her own wounding, her own cold-heartedness, her own self-centeredness, I would think, or maybe her own excessive worry. That would, and I'm speaking to like if it were reversed, and the reason I'm using it as in the reversal is because I'm using the reversed meaning is because she's looking away, and I read directionally. She's looking away from this theme here, the center card, which is about the exhaustion. So if that was part of your childhood wounding, you're going to have to find that false belief. And the words will be a little bit different for each one of us, but it's imperative to find what the false belief is, and then work through the pain, and then turn around the false belief. Turn it into a mantra that says exactly the opposite of what that false belief is, and that will be your new way of coming back home to who you truly are. Because we're all here just to wake up and remember who we truly are, and clear out these false beliefs, these ego fragments, that we're here to heal. So if you're feeling directionless, I should say, or lost, if you're feeling a little depressed and like there's no hope, try and figure out where those beliefs came from. And be willing to feel the pain, because depression usually is just a repression of feelings. Unless there's some, imbalance in the brain, the chemistry, the brain chemistry, then, by all means, if you need medication to handle that until you get stable, then by all means do that. But my experience has been, if you work through the pain and find the false beliefs and work through the pain, it shifts everything in the way the brain works. And then, hope is restored, and you can find your way. And miracles happen, healing happens. And then you'll see that there is a bright future, and you can be happy. So if you're exhausted, and if you've lost hope and faith, come back home to who you truly are in nature. All of nature is around you, inside of you. We're all stardust. We all have the universe inside of us. So try to see the bigger picture as well. Let me see what else this might be. If it's not childhood wounding, it could just be the simple, someone who can support you today is choosing not to, but maybe if you just hang in there and persevere and don't lose hope, then maybe you'll hear from her soon. And if this is an aspect of yourself, because sometimes the court cards, represent an aspect of ourselves. If that's the case, then don't turn your back on yourself. Like I was saying before, go to that place where you can nurture yourself through anything, and just focus on the practical parts of life today. And don't worry if you're exhausted. Just allow yourself to heal and rest, and don't be too, pushy. Don't be too pushy. And with the stars reversed, in this combo here, allow yourself to go through the pain of not knowing which way to go. Let this whole defensiveness and exhaustion, it can all be healed, like I said, by going through the pain. And that's how you come back home to yourself. That's how you honor everything that's in your body. That's really, that's just the way to go, is to honor our bodies. So yeah, I think that's it, actually. I think it's a day, for many of us, it's going to be a day of self-care and honoring that we are exhausted, but, hope is never lost. We just have to hold on to our faith inside of our bodies, because our faith inside of ourselves, because our bodies sometimes need more rest than usual. And if it is that childhood pattern that you're working on, just know that it's the best work you can do. It's the deepest work you can do. And then you can turn everything right side up in your life and have good, healthy boundaries. And have, that the courage to keep going. Because this, straight up Nine of Wands is all about resilience and endurance. So yeah, that's it for today then. Oh, goodness. Sending you lots of love, everyone. Okay, take good care. Bye.